Girlfriend thinks I've been cheating on her with my best friend. Intriguing beginning. I realized something was horribly wrong the moment I walked into our apartment and saw my girlfriend, Mia, sitting on the couch like a statue, back straight, arms crossed, eyes fixed on the door as if she'd been waiting for me for hours. Her phone was on the coffee table. Mine was beside it. That alone made my stomach drop. "Mia?" I asked carefully. "What's going on?" She didn't answer. Instead, she slid my phone toward me with one finger like she didn't want to touch it, like it was contaminated. "I unlocked it," she said. "I know your passcode." My throat tightened. "Okay, and?" She took a slow, shaky breath. "You have 57 messages with her. Today, her." She didn't even say the name, but I knew exactly who she meant, Lily. My best friend since we were 12. Practically my sister. "Mia," I started, but she cut me off, her voice trembling with anger and something worse, hurt. "Do you think I'm stupid? Do you think I don't see it? The late night calls, the inside jokes, the way you light up when she texts you." A tear slipped down her cheek. "Tell me the truth. Are you cheating on me with her?" My heart dropped into my stomach. "No," I said immediately. "God, Mia, no." But she didn't believe me. I could see it in her eyes. Something had snapped, or cracked, or shattered. And then she whispered the words that froze me to the core. "If you're not cheating, why does it feel like you are?" Mia's question hung in the air like thick smoke, choking the room. "If you're not cheating, why does it feel like you are?" I opened my mouth, but nothing came out, because I knew exactly what she meant. Not that I'd crossed a line with Lily. I hadn't, but from the outside, from Mia's perspective, I could see how it looked. "Mia, please just listen," I finally managed. She laughed a small, broken sound. I've been listening for months to your excuses. She's just my best friend. Nothing's going on. But every time you smile at your phone, I feel sick." She stood up, pacing. Her bare feet made soft, sharp. "You think I don't notice how fast you respond to her? How your entire mood changes when she texts? You're lighter, happier, more alive. And with me," she swallowed hard, "with me you're tired, cold, distracted." My chest tightened painfully. "Those things aren't true." She stopped walking and stared at me. "Then prove it." I felt my pulse hammering as she grabbed my phone and opened the messages. I winced, not because there was anything romantic, but because they were long, frequent, personal, memes, old memories. Stupid jokes, talking about the video game we were building together, venting about work, and yes, late-night conversations, but nothing romantic, nothing flirty. Still, the sheer volume of it looked bad. Mia scrolled through the messages with angry, trembling fingers. "You alive? Barely, lol." She read aloud. "Why does she get the version of you who jokes? The version who cares?" "I care about you," I said quietly. "But does she get more?" That question landed like a blade between my ribs. I stepped toward her, but she pulled back like my touch burned. "Mia," I said, forcing myself to stay calm, "you know Lily and I grew up together. She's been in my life longer than anyone. She knows everything about me." "That's exactly the problem," Mia snapped. "She knows things I don't. Things you don't tell me. And you expect me not to feel threatened." Her voice cracked. I felt something inside me twist. I wanted to defend myself, scream that it was unfair, but she wasn't wrong. She wasn't crazy. She wasn't jealous for no reason. She was hurting, and I hadn't noticed. Mia suddenly turned away, wiping her cheeks with the back of her hand. "I saw the way she hugged you last week," she said quietly. "Her hand stayed on your back too long, and you didn't pull away." I froze. That hug, it had been nothing to me, just Lily being Lily, warm, affectionate, like she always had been since we were kids. But Mia had seen it differently. "I didn't even think about it," I admitted. "It's just how she is. It's how she is with you," Mia whispered, "not with other people." That stunned me. I hadn't noticed that either. She turned back to me, eyes red but piercing. "Tell me the truth," she said. "Has she ever wanted more?" Silence, not because the answer was yes, but because I didn't know, and that uncertainty twisted like a knife. Mia gasped softly. "You hesitate. You actually hesitate." "I don't think she does," I stammered. "I mean, she's never said anything. We've never flirted. We've never crossed a line." "But does she want you?" Mia insisted. "Does she look at you like she's waiting for you to realize something?" I remembered the time Lily joked that Mia wasn't really my type. How she always sat too close when we watched movies at her place. How she always said, "You know you're my favorite person, right?" At the time it had felt harmless. Now it replayed in my mind with a different tone. "I don't know," I admitted. but I've never encouraged anything. Mia sank to the couch like her knees gave out. That's the worst part, she whispered. You don't even realize when she's crossing boundaries. Because you're used to it. Because it feels normal to you. But to me, it looks like I'm losing you, inch by inch. I sat beside her carefully, slowly like approaching something fragile. You're not losing me, I said softly. She looked at me with raw, trembling disbelief. Aren't I? I wanted to tell her she was wrong. I wanted to swear I only loved her. But the truth was more complicated. I did love Mia, deeply. But Lily had become a reflex, someone I talked to without thinking. Someone I confided in automatically. Someone who felt like a part of my daily life. And that wasn't fair to Mia. And it wasn't fair to Lily either, because somewhere along the way, the roles had blurred. Best friend, partner, emotional support, confidant, lines drifting, boundaries fading, intentions twisting, not because anyone meant harm, but because we never questioned it. Until now, Mia's voice pulled me back. Would you choose her over me? My heart cracked. No, I whispered immediately. Never. Then show me, she said. Show me I come first. How? She swallowed hard, and when she spoke, I heard fear. Real fear. Set boundaries with her. Clear ones. Ones I can see. Ones she can't ignore. A cold weight settled in my stomach, because I knew what she was asking. Not just boundaries. Distance, space, a shift, a restructuring, a sacrifice. And the terrifying part, for the first time in my life I didn't know if Lily would accept it, or what it would do to our friendship, or what it would reveal about whether Mia's fears were wrong or painfully, disturbingly right. Very long continuation. Part 2. The confrontation builds. I didn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Mia's face, the hurt in her eyes, the way her voice cracked when she said, I'm losing you. And I saw Lily too, laughing, leaning close, her hand brushing mine during a joke. Something that had always felt innocent suddenly felt too much. By morning, my mind felt like fog and broken glass. Mia was already awake, sitting at the edge of the bed with her knees pulled up to her chest. When I whispered her name, she didn't look up. I'm scared, she said quietly. Scared that if you talk to her, she'll say something that makes you stay with her. Scared that if you don't talk to her, you'll resent me for forcing you to choose. Mia, I said, sitting next to her, I'm not choosing her. I'm choosing us. But that's not what it feels like, she whispered. It feels like I'm begging you not to love someone else. My chest tightened painfully. I don't love her, I said. But even to me the words felt thin. I left for work early, needing space, needing clarity, needing something. The whole office felt tense. I felt exposed, like people could see the mess inside me. And then, as if summoned by the chaos in my head, Lily appeared in my doorway with 2 coffees in hand, one exactly the way I liked it. She grinned. Morning, zombie. I got you the... Lily, I said. We need to talk. Her smile faltered instantly. She closed the office door and sat across from me, eyebrows furrowing. Okay, what's going on? I took a deep breath. Mia thinks I'm cheating on her with you. Silence. At first, I expected her to laugh, a loud, incredulous what? Instead, she stared at me in a way that made my heart beat slow and heavy. Does she have a reason to think that? She asked quietly. My stomach twisted. I know. We've never... Not what I asked, Lily said softly. Her eyes were to honest, to knowing. Does she have a reason to think you feel something? My mouth went dry. I don't, I said, too fast. Lily's expression changed. A mix of sadness and something like resignation. So you didn't notice? She murmured. Notice what? I whispered. She exhaled shakily. That I care about you more than a best friend should. My breath caught. I knew Mia didn't like me, Lily said, but I didn't think she understood why. Lily, I whispered, don't. But she continued. You know me better than anyone. You've been in my life longer than anyone. I've always thought that if something happened between us, it wouldn't be cheating. It would be inevitable. The room felt too small, the air too thin. My heart beat too loud. I stood up abruptly. This can't happen. I know, Lily said. I know, okay? I'm not trying to take you from her, but it's been confusing. For both of us. I'm not confused, I insisted, but my voice trembled. She stood too, suddenly close, not touching, but close enough that I could feel her warmth. You look confused, she whispered. I stepped back instantly, like the floor had burned me. This isn't fair to Mia, I said. This isn't fair to you. And what about you? Lily asked. What's fair to you? I love Mia, I said, slow. Careful, firm. Lily stared at me for a long time. Then she nodded once, a small, defeated motion. I know, she said. Her voice broke on the last word. Something in her eyes shattered quietly. I walked out of the room, heart hammering, hands shaking. And for the first time, I realized something I should have seen months ago. Mia wasn't being paranoid. She wasn't jealous. She wasn't insecure. She was right. Lily did have feelings for me, and I had let the line blur so badly that even I hadn't noticed how close we'd gotten to something dangerous. I had been naive, blind, careless, and Mia was the one paying the emotional price for it. I drove home during lunch. I couldn't wait. I needed to see Mia. I needed to fix this. I needed her to know she wasn't losing me. When I walked into the apartment, she was sitting on the floor with her back against the wall, clutching her knees to her chest. When she saw my face, she whispered, "You talked to her?" I did, and I sat down opposite her, close enough that our knees touched. "Mia, you were right," I said softly. She sucked in a shaking breath. "What do you mean?" "Lily does have feelings for me." Mia's face crumpled, and she looked away like she'd been stabbed. "But I don't want her," I said quickly, reaching for her hands. "I chose you. I choose you every day." And today, I made it unmistakably clear to her. Her tears spilled onto her cheeks. "Did she hate me?" "No," I whispered. She was hurt, but she understood. Mia pressed her forehead against mine, her breath trembling. "I'm so scared," she said. "Not of losing you to her, but of you waking up one day and realizing you loved her more the whole time." "I don't," I said firmly. "I love you, and I'm going to prove it. Not just with words, with boundaries, with actions, with everything I should have done months ago." She sobbed, not loudly. Just a small, breaking sound, and I held her like I was terrified she might vanish. Ending. The resolution. I wish endings were simple. I wish you could say I choose you, and everything broken would magically fix itself. But real life isn't a movie. Real life requires effort, sacrifice, and sometimes loss. The day after I told Mia the truth, I asked Lily to meet me one last time. Not in my office, not in her apartment, but in a quiet park away from everything familiar, because I knew what I needed to say would redraw the rest of our lives. She arrived wearing the scarf I bought her 3 birthdays ago, a detail that made my chest ache in a strange way. We sat on opposite ends of a bench. She didn't look at me, not at first. "I guess this is goodbye," she said softly. "It doesn't have to be," I said. "But it can't stay the same." She let out a hollow laugh. "That's just a pretty way of saying it's goodbye." "No," I said firmly. "It's a way of saying I can't be your almost anymore, or your emotional safety net, or whatever line we crossed without noticing." She finally looked at me. There were tears in her eyes she wouldn't let fall. "I never wanted to ruin anything for you," she whispered. "You know that, right?" "I know," I said. "And it's my fault too. I should have been clearer. I should have seen the signs." She shook her head slowly. "You didn't do anything wrong," she said. "You were just easy to love." The words landed like soft artillery, not destructive, but impossible to ignore. I took a deep breath. "I love Mia," I said, "and am staying with her. But I want you to be okay too. I want you to find someone who sees you the way you deserve." Lily wiped her cheek, finally letting one tear fall. "And you can't be that person." "No," I whispered. "I can't." Silence stretched between us, long, painful, honest. She stood up first. "I need distance," she said. "Maybe someday we'll be okay. But right now every time I look at you it hurts." I nodded. "It hurt me too, but in a different way." She hesitated for a moment, then stepped forward and hugged me. Not tight, not desperate, just final. "Take care of her," Lily whispered into my shoulder. "She loves you in all the ways I never got to." And then she let go, turned around, and walked away. One didn't call after her. I didn't go after her. Some endings don't need to be interrupted. When I got home, Mia was sitting on the couch, hands twisted nervously together. "How did it go?" she asked, voice trembling. I sat next to her, slowly took her hands in mine. I told her everything, and she's stepping back. For real this time. Mia's eyes searched mine, terrified of hope. "And you?" she whispered. "How do you feel?" I didn't answer with words. Instead, I leaned forward and rested my forehead against hers, the quiet promise we'd always shared. "I feel like I almost lost you," I breathed, "and am never letting it get that close again." Her hands clutched my hoodie, pulling me closer, like she needed physical proof that I wasn't going anywhere. "I don't want to fight with you anymore," she whispered. "I just want us. We are us," I said, "and we're going to rebuild, slowly, honestly, together." She kissed me then. Not passionately, not dramatically, just softly. The kind of kiss that rebuilds something broken, one heartbeat at a time. When she pulled back, tears glimmered on her cheeks. "Promise me something," she said. "Promise that if you ever feel confused again, you'll tell me, before it becomes something bigger." "I promise," I said without hesitation. "And I want you to promise something too." "What?" "Promise you'll trust me enough to believe I choose you, even when it's hard." She nodded, tears spilling again, but this time they were the kind that come from relief. "I do," she whispered. "I really do." That night, for the first time in months, we slept holding each other without a single inch of space between us. Not because we were afraid of losing one another, but because we finally understood how close we had come and how much we didn't want to make that mistake again. As for Lily, she didn't disappear entirely. A few months later, she sent a simple message. "I'm okay. I hope you're both okay too." And we were.